walks to life. Every day is a new beginning.
Hi, this is Sean Carney, the president of 40 Days for Life, and I'm joined today by Steve Carlin, the North American campaign director, and we are once again in the middle of applications for 40 Days for Life. And in some previous videos, we've covered you considering some of the things that maybe you haven't considered as far as the impact that 40 Days for Life can have. And today we're going to set aside all the great things that can come out of your 40 Days for Life campaign and focus on some of the selfish reasons you should consider leading a campaign. And this is after 11 years of watching people lead 40 Days for Life campaigns, and then what they have told us of course, by the grace of God, there's babies that are saved, and there's women who have had a conversion, there's women who have come to healing after an abortion in their past, and there's workers who have had a change of heart, abortion clinics that have closed. But the benefit of you and how God will change your life through leading this effort, which is hard and which does require sacrifice. And so these are the top 7 ways that a 40 Days for Life campaign benefits you as a leader, and things to consider as you discern whether you're called to lead. The first one is really required, and it's forced upon us, and that is it will increase your prayer life. It will build your relationship with Christ. If you don't think that your relationship with God needs to grow, then we actually don't want you leading a 40 Days for Life campaign. Turn the video off. But for those of you who do want to grow closer to Christ, 40 Days for Life has proven to do just that for those that have led because of what we are combating, which is evil itself, the destruction of the most beautiful, innocent gift on earth, a child in the womb. And to combat that evil destruction, you have to be praying, and you have to be fasting, and you have to be trusting God with managing your time and everything else. And while we have training and we take you from A to Z, your relationship with God will increase when you decide to lead.
The second way that leading a 40 Days for Life campaign can benefit you personally is that it gives you the opportunity to do something heroic. We cannot all be doctors or serving in the armed forces or police officers or firefighters, but we can all do something very simple right where we live, and that's bring the community together to pray for an end to abortion. We hear that of women who have had abortions, somewhere in the neighborhood of 80% of them report that if just one person had reached out and encouraged them to choose life, that they would have done so. And you can be that one person. You can be that woman's hero. You can be that baby's hero. And just imagine what it's going to feel like on that day. Maybe it's day 1, maybe it's day 40, maybe you lead for a few campaigns before you get that news that your prayer saved a baby. But imagine the way that's going to feel when you know that your efforts and your yes to God saved a life, or even better, perhaps, when you know that no more children will die in your community because you see that for sale or for lease sign go up in the parking lots of that abortion center.
Yeah, exactly. And the third personal benefit, besides obviously the for sale sign going up in the parking lot of the abortion facility, is building skills. We've had corporate executives lead campaigns, we've had college students lead campaigns, we've had teachers lead campaigns. They've all said that it's helped their leadership skills, and most of them say they were outside of their comfort realm because they had never done anything so public. It's often the first media interview that you'll ever do. It's the first time you may knock on the door of a church, whether you go to that church or not, to recruit volunteers to come out and to peacefully pray. First time you may educate somebody on the reality of abortion in your community. And so it's a great way to build leadership skills, because you'll be out there and we give you a map of how to reach all of these people and build what will be a local pro-life network that you will have. And so it's a great way to do that. That will help you in everything else that you're doing, raising your kids, being a better steward with your time, or better at your job. We have seen that time and time again, that people who have led campaigns say it made me a better people prayer. I had to be more patient because I had led a 40 Days for Life campaign.
The fourth way that you're going to personally benefit from leading a campaign is that you're going to make lifelong friends.
Great friends.
Great friends, the best.
The best.
It's true, though, because when you meet someone praying in front of an abortion facility, you already know that you have so much in common that it allows you to really skip a few steps in the friend-making process. It's remarkable. I've got one of my children has a godmother who we met at 40 Days for Life. We've got tons of friends personally that we've met. We've got Robert Calhoun, our director of international campaigns, met his wife at 40 Days for Life. And so you're going to have the opportunity to establish relationships that will stick with you for the rest of your days.
You may become friends with those who work in the abortion industry after they have a conversion and leave their job. That's one thing. Some of my kids have asked me, how do you know this person? Well, they used to work at Planned Parenthood. We'll get to the details later. But it's true. You really are going to make friends. And the next reason is it creates a great example to others. Not as a Pharisee who says, look at me, I'm doing this great thing and all of you are shameful, but quite the opposite, a real example of basic Christian witness. We live in a time where so many people say that they are pro-life, and a lot of them act that way. They vote pro-life, they talk about being pro-life, but they never really do anything that can directly save the life of a child. And we've met so many 40 Days for Life leaders who said by them stepping out and leading a campaign, it brought a lot of healing to their family and to their relationship because it brought about an abortion, or it inspired a younger member of the family to really change their career path and think, what do I really want to do to serve others? So it's a great example of service. It's a great example of Christian charity, and it's a great example of compassion as we go out there and are there for those women before, during, and after their abortion. And God can't help but pour out His blessings when you respond to Him and do His work on the sidewalk. And we have seen that time and time again.
The sixth reason that we have how leading a campaign can benefit you personally is that it's going to be an opportunity for you to challenge yourself. And leading a 40 Days for Life campaign, it is hard. But most things, I would even venture to say all things worth doing are hard. And you can think of it as sort of like those who you might know who have trained for a marathon. I know a lot of people who have run marathons before. I don't know anybody who ran the marathon with the intention to win the marathon. Sometimes you just go out and you train to see if you can, run that full 26.2 miles. 40 Days for Life is a marathon as well. So go out, as we've said in a previous video, your campaign, your vigil doesn't have to be perfect, but they say in life, half the battle is showing up. I think in pro-life efforts and saving lives from abortion and healing hearts, I think that showing up is really just 90% of the battle. And so just sign up, make it happen, and you're going to find that you're going to find joy in stretching yourself and pushing yourself the extra mile.
Yeah, and the last, number 7, the benefit to you is quite simply making your community a better place to live and not wondering if you could have made it a better place to live. There's a lot of people that wish they could do more in the pro-life movement or wonder if they could have helped save a baby where they live. Even if it's one baby in 20 years that's saved who would have been aborted, it is worth it. And you don't have to wonder anymore. Once you step out in faith to lead a campaign, you don't have to wonder if you could have done more because, as Steve said, it's hard. You're going to do all you can. We'll take you through. But when you don't lead or you don't step out or you don't help your local efforts, if your presence is not there, then that abortion facility operates with no opposition, and it is up to them to do what they want. And we see the unbelievable numbers, over 3,000 a day, that happen in the United States of America, and so many of those occur with zero visible presence or opposition. And your peaceful, prayerful vigil is just that. So you will be making your community a better place, and you won't have to wonder if your campaign would have made a difference. You will see God use you to make that difference in your community. We'll be better for it. We have nearly 100 abortion facilities that have closed their doors and gone out of business, and every single leader, including there were times when my own, the one we're standing in now, closed. There are so many times when those local leaders had no idea that their abortion facility was actually going to close. But they signed up years ago, they made the effort, the sacrifice, they went out there, they got others to join them, and it closed. And so that could be you. Go to 40daysforlife.com/apply, see what's involved and what's not involved and most importantly, pray and see if God is calling you to lead a 40 Days for Life campaign where you live. God bless you.